Oh, yes. October 2nd, Thursday. But around here, we call it Friday Eve, baby. Welcome into the Salem 5 studios. Boston has entered the chat. We need to talk. Travis Thomas here with the Kasey Hudson. We're still stressed out of game 2. Oh, Red Sox.
We knew it was going to be a rough week.
Oh.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough week, period.
Sox, you had it right there for the taking last night, and you let it get away. But you live to fight another day.
Thankfully.
Game 3 tonight in the Bronx. Of course, we'll preview it, and we'll hear from everyone on the aftermath of Game 2 as well. And even though no one will be watching this tonight, there is Thursday night football in the NFL.
That's where you go with that one?
No one's watching because we're all watching the Sox, but we'll preview 49ers Rams for those of you who care about that.
Unless anyone wants to pull a page out of my watch style when I'm stressed out.
Oh, you do.
Have the app going
Yep.
and then do the other things and then just keep a little ear out for the low volume.
Yeah. Well, look, all eyes here will be on Game 3 tonight, and that's where we start. 617-790-0928. Call us, get in here. Before we preview Game 6, we'll look back at Game 2 here.
Right.
I mean, look, I came out here with a laundry list of things that went wrong in this game.
We both have a checklist for the day.
I mean, where do you want to start? I'd love to start with Brayan Bello.
I knew that's where you were going to go, so I had it in my notes to be like, let's see how Travis feels about 2 1/3 for Brayan Bello.
I mean,
and that not being the plan, and us harping on the fact that this is the last thing one would need in the Game 2 scenario. Unfortunately, some of our fears came to life.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to start is I feel like we've talked candidly on this show with Brayan Bello over the last month.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, that's where this has started now. 4 straight losses for him. But it's the last 2 that stand out, including last night.
Right.
So I always go back to he had an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth for this team. At that time, during the regular season, that time, he wasn't pitching well. Okay, well, we came on here and we said, this is your moment, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you get right. You get your momentum back, you get your confidence back, give a great outing, this team clinches, you feel good about yourself, the team can count on you, and you move forward. He didn't get it done. That was the first time I said, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, Game 2, even more pressure. Think about what Garrett Crochet just did, Kasey.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy pretty much goes complete game, basically, right? He's lights out against the Yankees on the road in his first Red Sox postseason debut. That's pressure. Brayan Bello, you come in, Game 2. All we need you to do is not crash the car. Give us 5 or 6 innings. I laid it out yesterday, the formula. 5 or 6 innings. You're going to give up a couple runs. Okay, give me 4 or 5 strikeouts, and the Red Sox can win that game. He couldn't even get you there.
Yeah.
And kudos to Alex Cora. I have seen some pushback of, you need to let Bello work that out. Like, the only way he's going to get...
Last night was not the scenario
That's
to
where
let
I'm at.
anything work out. Yeah.
Because I do agree with that in theory.
Yeah.
At some point, like, stay in there, face the music, let's see your guts and glory here, okay? Or not. But last night wasn't the time, and it wasn't the time because Brayan Bello hasn't pitched well in over a month, Kasey. That's why it wasn't the time. If he's pitching well going into Game 2 last night, you leave him in there.
Yeah.
Hey, figure it out, man. But that's not the case. You had to get him out of there. So I applaud Cora for that. More on some of the decisions he made later. But as it pertains to Bello, just for context, 2 1/3. I mean, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 punch-outs. You had to get him out of there, Kasey.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with Brayan Bello lately. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how you fix it, but especially with all the injuries, Giolito being out now, if you're going to advance, you need him. So I don't know.
Something
how do you
has
connect?
to get solved here very soon.
How do you connect the Wi-Fi with this kid? I don't know, but you got to figure it out.
Well, I think it's tough, too, because just last week after some of the performances, we were having an open discussion as to, is he actually your Game 2 guy? Or before the Giolito news, should Giolito be your Game 2 guy? So to even start having those kind of conversations heading into the postseason, knowing the pressure that was going to be applied, period, that's already something kind of looming. Something else, though, and I wanted your personal opinion on it. While we didn't see what we needed to get out of Bello, especially for Game 2 and a clinch potential there,
Sure.
I feel like it was very obvious that the Yankees were going to come out very aggressive. And
Yeah.
what I mean by aggressive is like I want to say Aaron Judge, one of his crucial hits, the ball wasn't even in the zone and he ends up making an impact off of it. So when you're going after things and you're making these aggressive plays, some of that very much is like hard to come back from.
Yeah.
But to make those moves happen in the first and second inning and knowing that you're going against somebody that has been working on that mental muscle maturity and the ability to just kind of stay in that tunnel vision, that was just kind of a really aggressive start, tough start to bounce back from a young group. And then this is where sometimes that inexperience versus experience maybe comes into play, especially in the postseason.
There's no doubt about it, but that's a reality. Look, we're all stressed and biting fingernails because it's Yankees Red Sox.
Yeah.
But it really, it doesn't matter if it was the Guardians or the Tigers or whoever. That's playoff baseball. These teams are going to be aggressive and get at you. And that's again, to defend Alex Cora, no problem. Get Bayo out of there. This just isn't the time to experiment and let him figure it out. Here's the other thing I want to touch on. Fundamentals, peeps. Bunting.
Okay, so we talked about this after yesterday's show. We were kind of asking for some of those bunting opportunities, especially when you have a number of moments in game one where you've got two runners on bases and you can't capitalize on it. Then you come in and clearly it's a message that they felt after that game because it would have been a completely different resulted game. But what was going to be your take on the bunting? Because one of them I was a fan of. The other one was very tough to watch.
Fundamentals is my take.
Okay.
It looked like Cedon just didn't know. I don't know what the hell's going on in terms of development and fundamentals and all that. How about base running, too, with Eaton? We can talk about that, too, because that's another situation. It was the small things, and we've watched this all year with this team. We talked about it on this show, where it's like base running late in games, decision-making, a small ball.
Yeah.
This team sometimes struggles in those situations, and this was the worst time on planet Earth to struggle with it because the game was right there.
Yeah.
Despite all these things that we're talking about, fundamentals, base running, all this stuff, they still could have won that game. If you get the fundamentals right in those moments, Kasey, this is a different show today. We have confetti falling. I'm popping champagne because they just swept the Yankees.
Yes.
It was all for naught because of these small things that you don't think is small, but that's fundamentals. How about Duran? That catch, it's a hard catch, but that's a catchable catch.
Yeah.
That's fundamentals too.
Well, and from one of the teams that been talked about as one of the best defenses in MLB throughout majority of the season, that's one of those catches that you expect to be made. That's one that you already bat your eyes out because you've known that play has had the capability of being made 80-90% of the time.
I tell you what, though, you don't make the catch, okay, right? I don't love it. We have to live with it. We don't have a choice. Here's what's killing me with Duran now. You make that happen. The at-bats.
I knew
you didn't give me anything in game one.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're in game two. You make this drop, and I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, yeah. He's the kind of player, he'll get him back.
Yeah.
At the plate, he'll get him back. And he didn't. This is it's these small things.
But we knew that the batting lineup was going to be a tough one regardless, and how they were going to properly structure that because you had one guy that really came through in entirety, and he's been doing it since June, and that's Trevor Story.
Trevor Story came through for you. Trevor Story's been coming through for you all year. Bregman has been coming. I mean, even Duran has. I'm not taking away from what he's done up into this point. But damn it, we're at this point. We need you. We need the glove. We need the bat. I need more from Duran tonight for sure. I need fundamentals tonight. I know we all roll our eyes at this. But if there's any time for a heartfelt pump-up speech about fundamentals, Alex Cora, it is now for this team because you need it in a game three. Game two proved it. You didn't get those small things right, and it cost you the game. Here's Alex Cora after the game two loss.
Alex, what did you see with Bayo that made you want to take him out of the game at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough lineup. A bunch of lefties. I thought the bats were getting better, with the lefties, and we got a bunch of them in the bullpen, and felt like at that point, kind of like we have to do this. It doesn't feel good, because you want the kid to go out there and get his experience and pitch, deep into the game. But I felt like at that moment we needed to pivot.
And that was a lot of pitches for Whitlock. Was that more than you intended to use him necessarily?
Yeah, but at that point we're all in, right? He's one of our best pitchers. It just got up there, but we were doing everything possible to get to the top of the ninth with a tie game.
Alex, on the broadcast, they seem to think that Nate could have scored when the ball gets away from Rice. What did you think?
That's their opinion. You know, I think it's easy from up there. Say that he should have could have scored. You know, they're not down there with us.
How key was the defensive stop by Jazz Chisholm?
He saved 2 runs because JD scores on that one. Yeah, great play.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, he hit it. I thought it went through, and then he dove for it. Yeah.
Okay, gonna go here on the left, Ian.
Alex, just a couple plays. Sadon not being able to get the bunt down. Was he bunting on his own there?
We'll keep that one, you know, as a decision for the team. I don't want to tip my hand to them.
And also the fly ball Judge hit. It looked, at least off the bat, like kind of a routine play. What did you see with Jaron there?
I didn't have a good angle, but, you know, if you ask him, you know, I saw the replay afterwards. He just missed it.
Alex Cora, listen, I'm defending him today. I love that he pulled Bayo when he did. I thought it was the right time. I've already gone through that. And I'll defend him here. Yes, in hindsight, he should have got Whitlock out of the game. We can all admit that. We can all see that. However, just like I said with Bayo, who had not been pitching well, that's why you pull him fast.
Yeah.
Whitlock's been a beast.
But Whitlock was
Leave
kind
him
of like
in.
your final chance with how close this game was, and that's why I think that he needed
Just
to stay.
leave him in. I don't have a problem. It didn't work out, but I don't have a problem with Cora's decision making there.
Yeah.
And he told you, like, yeah, we're all in. This guy had been pitching well all
Yeah.
the way up into this point. Of course you leave him in.
Yeah.
That's where a manager manages,
But
and it's not all analytics.
He's also getting the strikeouts that you've needed all night. And when the game is that close, would you really want to risk the opportunity of letting anything else fly through? No. So that was really kind of like last chance you, in my opinion.
I'll leave it here. Connelly Early, huge game, obviously, for him in his young career, but it's a ton of young players on this team now in the game of their lives. So
Yep.
you're getting playoff experience here, win or lose. I'm not building in excuses. I'm just saying you're getting a lot of young dudes who are going to be here, the young nucleus of guys, Tolley, all these guys. You're getting them playoff experience now.
Yep.
Because now tonight, it is all hands on deck. I don't give a damn. You all got to play.
Well,
Everybody.
And one thing that I asked not to hear in the broadcast is Jazz on the giddy up, because at that point I said, tuck me in. It was done.
That was the end of your night?
That was a wrap for me. I immediately tucked it. So I want to hear about no Yankee on the giddy up this evening.
You have to love October, peeps. I mean, NFL, MLB playoffs, NHL starts soon, NBA starts soon. October is the best month for sports. There's no doubt about it. And remember this, it is a privilege to be as miserable and as nervous as all hell
It is.
as we all are around these Red Sox, because they are back in the postseason where they belong. And we both believe the championship window is wide open. So hopefully we see them here, and we stress again for many moons from now. When we come back here on Boston Has Entered the Chat, we'll explore what's trending in the world of sports. Here's a spoiler alert. It's the Red Sox. We'll talk more of them next right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat.
Alex, what's your pitching plan for tomorrow?
Connelly's going to start.
With early pitching, you know, how obviously a big spot for a 23-year-old. You know, what has he shown you this season?
He's poised throughout, very calm. Obviously, he's going to be loud here. 2 rookies, Game 3, wild card, Yankees, Red Sox. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Time now for what's trending in the world of the Red Sox. Connelly Early tonight. A little curveball there.
How would you feel at 23
Oh, my
in a
God.
rivalry matchup?
Oh.
Knowing that you all wanted to put this to bed 24 hours-ish ago. Not even 24 hours ago. That's terrible math.
I mean,
terrible
listen,
math.
I'll be honest. At 23,
Yeah.
if I could throw a baseball over those mountains, I would be pretty confident.
Yeah.
Because there's a little naivete in
Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
I live by
right?
that.
Like,
yeah.
he's not thinking in the Bronx against this team on this stage. He's just saying, I just got to do my job.
Right.
Fine. Go out there and throw gas. I like what I've seen from him. I just hate that he's in this position. I hate that all the weight of the world's on his shoulders. But these are the bigs, kid. I mean, on the other side, the Yankees have the same thing. This kid doesn't have any experience either. So we'll see what happens tonight. Look, there's some real history here. Check this tweet out. Can you believe this about Connelly Early? He will be the first pitcher ever, like all time. Baseball is 1,000,000 years old to start a winner-take-all postseason game within 30 days of his MLB debut. He's been here
That's
for 5 seconds,
crazy.
Case, and he's starting
4
in an
games.
elimination game.
4 games. He's got 19 1/3 innings under his belt. And now the moment just got bigger and just got brighter. I'm psyched for him, though. And
I am, too.
And just the way that the guys describe him, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, Jarren Duran, he clearly didn't have the best game. He took a lot of accountability after that. But when asked about Early, he's like, I just can't wait to see that smile on the mound. And it just tells you, like, we've talked about guys that just love the game and sometimes how that can punch through in ways that you never expected. So, of course, we're hoping for a lot for this
Tell you
bright
what.
light tonight.
Yeah, sports are poetic, and we'll see what this kid does
I
tonight.
say it every show. I say it every single show.
He
And
can
it's not a
literally-
lie yet.
He can become a legend tonight.
Yeah.
With 1 game.
Could you imagine Boston? No, we.
I mean, well, hey, by the way, we'll preview Game 3 coming up next segment here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. How about this? Adam Sandler, who I guess was in town for a tour,
Yep.
performing at TD Garden, stopped by and saw his favorite hockey team here, Case.
My best friend's tour or something along those lines. But of course, Happy had to come around and continue his success with this new era for the Bruins, one should say. I mean, he did the first-round draft pick for Hagens. That is a sick jacket.
That's
I don't
nice.
need it to say Gilmore on the back. Hudson, I think, is a smidge shorter. Hudson for anyone thinking like, hey, I would also rock leather sleeves very nicely. But no, you love to see this, especially as the Bruins are getting ready to embark on this new venture, this new era, trying to sort some things out, getting through the preseason, playing the Capitals tonight in Washington. And what better luck than to have Happy swing through, pun intended,
Yeah.
and kind of rah-rah.
I know it's just a preseason. How many more damn times we got to play the Capitals? I mean, it feels like they done played the Capitals 13 times
We've
already.
been trying to figure out a recipe for a preseason that makes sense. Maybe next year we're going to be like a smidge closer. I think 2 games less, but like
Like, what are
I
we
think we're
doing?
still like 2-3 years away from like having the right kind of NHL preseason.
I mean, come on. Like, hey,
Yeah.
welcome to Bruins preseason. We play the Caps and the Rangers over and over again. Like, why? Why?
Home Flyers, and not
And the
back-to-back
Flyers.
per se, but yeah, we were right there.
All right, let's talk Thursday night preview here. Niners at Rams. Now, I just want to say, I'm going to say it out loud for everyone.
I couldn't wait to see where you were going with this.
Matthew Stafford against Matt Jones.
Well,
Need I say more? I mean, when I first saw.
it's been Ugale for the 49ers all season.
Well, everyone's hurt. They're like the Red Sox pitching staff. Like, who's left? But look, I looked at this. The betting line on this game is 8.5. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's just slow down. They still have Kyle Shanahan. I know everyone's hurt on defense. They still have a decent defense. Christian McCaffrey, last I checked, is still upright and playing in this game.
But he's more a receiver. this
Well,
year.
I mean, he's still Christian McCaffrey, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
is
yeah.
my point, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this. I'll give the Niners a benefit of the doubt because of those things. This is a divisional rivalry. These two teams hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing with McVay and Shanahan. I just think all this stuff plays into things like this. It's a short week, prime time, even though no one in Boston or New York will be watching. I think I'll take the Niners to cover, but I'll go a low-scoring game. This total's sitting at like 44.5. I'll go 24-20 Rams. I just think they can run the ball. Stafford, Puka, Devontae Adams. They just have more like healthy weapons.
Yeah, big time.
So I'll take them in a game that the score says it's closer than it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
24-20, but it's going to feel like the Rams really dominated all night.
Well, that's been their theme. Because
Yes.
if you look at week 1, 17-13, week 2, 26-21, week 3, 15-16, or 16-15, and then week 4, 26-21. And they're coming into this matchup, not with a handful of losses under their belt either. So I like the close matchup for it.
Yeah.
But then my biggest thing is going to be the fact that the Rams have a massive opportunity for Kyren Williams to just take off on this team, on this roster. They got a banged up D-line, them being the 49ers,
Yeah.
just to add to the injuries
Bosa's
that are
out.
plaguing this roster. Yeah, so you've got nobody to plug the gaps, and Williams has been pretty crucial. 94 rushing yards on the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles, one of the top teams that are still predicted to go to the Super Bowl. So when you see that, that's just where you kind of lean in on the Rams, in my personal opinion.
We talk so much. I'm looking at the NFC West standings right now.
Uh-huh.
And it comes to mind, we talk about the AFC West all the time. We talk about the NFC North, how good it is with all those teams.
Yeah.
Low key, The NFC West this season's really tough. I mean, the Niners are hanging in there. They're 3-1, and they have no one healthy at all, right? Seahawks are pretty good at 3-1. Rams.
Say that again?
The Seahawks are good. They're a good team, 3-1. You don't believe in them?
No, I do. I do. I just feel like
I felt some
there
sarcasm.
There was, because I thought there was like previous criticism, but I don't remember if that was Geno Smith era or not. So
I didn't have many expectations for the Seahawks this year.
Okay.
I mean, I like Sam Darnold. I don't love him, but it looks like it's working there. So let's put it this way. I respect the Seahawks. They're 3-1. Rams are 3-1, kind of expected. And then the Cardinals, they don't win anything, but they're a tough team. They're 2-2. And they're a tough out every week.
They're just annoying to play
against.
Yes. Yeah.
They're in close games, and Kyler doesn't win any of them. God bless his little heart. But that's a sorry, Tyler. No, I'm not.
Shots fired.
No, I'm not sorry. That's a tough division, low key. I'll take the Rams here. I do think ultimately the Rams are going to win the division anyway. This is a spot when you look back at a schedule of a team who wins a division. These are the kind of games you win. I like them tonight.
Well, and we've seen the Rams gut things out throughout an entire season, even when their roster was completely plagued with injuries. Like, that's not a team that you count out, and that's just because of the kind of leader that Stafford is, for one. Who do you think is going to be the biggest weapon for the Rams tonight?
I mean, the run game you mentioned with the defensive line being what it is for the Niners, so Williams could go off. But again, I started this segment by saying it. I'm going to end it by saying the same damn thing. Say it out loud. Mac Jones. Matthew Stafford. Oh, that's the difference. Matt Stafford in the end. Because remember, I have a close score here. I like the Niners to cover, as I said. 24-20 Rams. I think Stafford in the end makes the plays. That's the difference here. Whenever you have this much of a discrepancy at quarterback,
right?
That's the difference. How many games has Lamar Jackson stolen for the Ravens where they're down and out, but it's because he's Lamar and he does a handful of things at the end of a game that's magical. I think that's Stafford in this spot. I do think the Niners will hang in there. Stafford will win this game for the Rams in the end. He's the X factor.
Yeah, I agree. Close game. I like your score prediction too, actually, so I'll side with you on that.
Also, not for nothing, McVay's a better coach than Shanahan.
Oh.
Facts. I mean, that's not how to take. That's a fact. And I don't know their head-to-head matchup. I would love to know that stat. I wish I had an intern to give it to me instantly. But I would be willing to bet McVay has beat Shanahan head-to-head.
Okay.
In there, because they got a thing too. Well, yeah, they got a thing too.
Yeah.
All right, still to come here on Boston has entered the chat. We are talking Game 3. Sox Yankees tonight. Do or die, all on the line. And by the way, we're going to get a score prediction from Kasey Hudson. So just hang in there. Miracles do happen. Here on Boston has entered the chat.
The pressure. It's not enough pressure on our Red Sox. I have to join the chat.
You're Connelly Early. All the weight is on your shoulders.
I'm like a decade.
Yes. Red Sox, Yankees, the Bronx. Game 3. All the chips on the table. What could go wrong? Welcome into the 7-5 Studios.
Welcome back. We're not going to help you breathe at all, Boston. As a matter of fact, we're going to continue to add on the layers of pressure and stress that we are all feeling.
Oh, my
as
God.
if it hasn't been tough enough for the last 48 hours.
I swear to God, if I had hair on the top of my head, it would be gray right now.
You'd look like this today.
Yeah, well. Boy, that hurt.
Sorry.
You're not wrong, though.
Dang it.
You're not wrong.
Okay, I'm projecting.
You're not wrong.
I have a lot of emotions right now.
Yeah. By the way,
Rallying.
A little birdie got my ear during break. If you've been watching us all morning, first of all, thank you. Secondly, I had said, I bet head-to-head McVay owns Kyle Shanahan.
And then I did the, whoo.
Yeah.
I made one sound to say, like,
yeah.
Hang,
Incorrect.
Hang 10.
Incorrect.
Hold on.
Shanahan. So McVay's 6-10 against Shanahan. So Shanahan owns him. However, McVay, when the chips are on the table,
big moments,
he beat Shanahan. So I was kind of wrong, but not all the way wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm loud and wrong. You know what I mean?
Hey, admitting it is the first step, they say.
All right, let's get into Game 3.
Okay.
Before we do this, I have to go back to Game 2.
Yeah.
And I have to go back to Brian Bayo because all the weight of the world was on his shoulders last night. And that game was there to win, and he just had to give you more than what he did, and he couldn't get it done. Going 2 2/3, there's no way around that. He's lost 4 straight, as I told you in the first segment of the show, but none more important than his last 2 starts. He loses a start that could have clinched a playoff berth for you. Okay, you let it go because you're in, right? But then in a Game 2, there for the taking, you can't get it done. I say all that to talk about this kid, Connelly Early, tonight.
Say it
It's
again.
your time, Conley. This is your time. This game, there's nothing early about it with an 8 o'clock start. But you, sir, have to be the man tonight. You can be a legend instantly by winning this game, as long as your career is going to be as great as it's going to be, as storied as it's going to be. We all hope around here. This game right here is the most important one you will pitch starting right now.
That dude's
You've
dialed
got to
in.
get this done tonight, Connelly Early. I think he will. He needs run support. He has to have run support. This is no longer at a point where we could say, hey, the pitching, crochet, you only need a run here or a run there. Hell nah. This kid needs help.
Yeah.
Get him his run support. You got to fix these fundamentals somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I know it's too late now to go back to the lab and read, baseball 101 fundamentals. I get it. But you got to figure something out, Cora. I think he's been managing a great series here. He has outmanaged Aaron Boone in 2 games. I mean, not hard to do. Aaron Boone should not even be there, but whatevs. Cora's doing a great job. You got to pull all the right strings tonight, which you have been doing. I'll give you props. I need more from Duran. I need more from everyone. I need run support tonight for this kid.
How
I'll
many
tell you
innings
what.
do you need out of Early? He's
What I
sitting
tell
at
you,
about an average of 5.
You know what? It's a Brian Bayo formula. I think I said that yesterday.
Yeah,
Bayo, if you can, he's only been pitching 5. Bayo, I'm talking about. He's only been pitching 5. If he could give me 5, 3 strikeouts, a couple of runs, maybe 4 strikeouts, a couple of runs, you could have lived with Bayo yesterday. He couldn't get you any
Out
of
of
that.
4 performances, he's only had 1 that was lower than 7 when it came
Who,
to
Bayo?
strikeouts. No,
Oh,
Early.
Early. So
Yeah.
tonight, say that again. Give me
Of
that stat
4,
again.
he's had 11 strikeouts, 7, 4, 7.
Yeah, we're not seeing that tonight. Listen, even if the kid's lights out, something tells me they're not going to play with fire. They're going to get him out of there and get to the pen. I think, gosh, if I can get 5 innings tonight out of Early, give up a run or 2, I can always live with that. If you're getting run support, strike out. It's the same as Bayo. It's strike out 4 or 5. Give me 5 innings. If I get to 6, they're winning this game.
Yeah.
That's the formula.
Okay.
It's a lot to ask, but I'm not asking for a crochet performance. I won't even let him get there. If he's cooking, if he's giving me 5, 6 innings of shutout ball, I'm still taking him out.
Wait.
And we'll all crucify Cora tomorrow, and I'll be the only one to say, I get it. I think as the game goes on, I actually think the pressure can mount more for this kid. I really do. As the game goes on. I think early on, yeah, you're going to have jitters because you're a human.
Yeah.
But I think early on for a young guy, he's going to settle in a little bit better than we all think. I think it's as the game goes on. You're not used to going deep in these games. Now you're getting in your head like, oh, my God, this is Aaron Judge. I got 2 men on. No. Give me 5 innings. Don't crash the car. Get to the pen. We're in good shape.
Yeah, I'm asking for 5. I might be a little overzealous on the faith here, but considering, and I know that you're probably going to be like, calm down, Kasey. For him to get his first welcome into the bigs, going against an athletics team who, yes, they're not any good, but their batting lineup was consistently underrated and not really given the light that it needed. I mean, they had some pretty big batters there, and I feel like he handled that, weathered that, no matter where things tended to ebb and flow, and he picked up some pretty stellar statistics for his first going. So I feel like he has the capability of kind of having this composure to him, and I think that the ignorance is bliss might play into that. Yeah, as innings go through, reality can set in, but I feel like when you're locked, I mean, we talked to Matt Barnes about it yesterday. He's like, honestly, you're not even like there with any of that. You're so locked in that like, doesn't matter that you're in enemy territory. It doesn't matter all these extra factors. It's just like that moment being on the mound, and then there's just this soliloquy of just silence and you and what you need to get done.
Sure.
So, I mean, if we could get 5 innings, that would be massive. But I feel like, call me on this, I feel like the Red Sox are the kind of organization where these big moments have happened so often.
Yeah.
And this is where like development and like picking and choosing these kind of guys has played in terrifically for this clubhouse.
Let's talk run support. Who in this lineup Bregman, look, I've been happy with Bregman. I'm not saying any of these guys can't do more, but Bregman has showed up. Bregman's in the chat. Stories in the chat. Like, I'm getting stuff from some of these guys. I need Duran. I'm sorry. I need Jaron Duran. This would be a great time tonight to have a big game. Yoshida's in the chat. I'd start him at DH tonight if I was them.
Well, because you've gotten consistency out
You've
of it.
gotten
Because let's
consistency.
go back to the fact of what happens when Massa comes in last night. I
Yeah.
mean, there was so many moments in the game where there was deflating. Like you said, the small details that weren't adding up. It was so deflating, not only
Yes.
from a fanship, but I'm sure for the players. More importantly, in comes Massa, another timely hit.
Right.
That's really just been like
He's just
his
calm.
entire freaking
He's very
label.
calm, and I think it helps in this series. So Yoshida,
Yeah.
Story, and Bregman, I've got stuff from. I need it tonight too, but I feel confident there. I need Duran. He to me is an X factor. I need you in the field playing better, and I damn sure you got to play better at the plate.
Yeah.
I think Duran's an X
I feel like
factor
there's
for me.
been a big will of wanting to capitalize on a big moment for Rafaela, and maybe I'm having that one of those moments, one of his post-game moments where he's like, I wanted to go big, I wanted to send it, and I did it. Like, I feel like that will has to pay off at some point, right?
Well, look, after watching him attempt a bunt last night,
Not
I
a
wish
strong suit, but don't go to your
should've-
strong.
Well, to your point, just let him play.
Right.
Let him play it. Let
Yeah.
him swing. I mean, if that's what I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but
Mm-hmm.
it is clear to me that fundamentals, there's some things slipping through the cracks. After watching the bunt attempt, I'm like, you should have just let him swing at that. I could see him definitely as an X factor too. Look, any of these guys, Lowe, Abreu, you name it,
Sogard
Cap,
was impressive.
Sogard, any of
Sogard
these
was
guys.
impressive.
Sogard's entered the chat too,
Yeah.
but you need. This is one of those games that it just takes one. If all these guys are consistent, okay, but it takes one night from someone at that plate, Kasey, to get hot and do it. Jarren Duran, for my money, is the guy tonight that you need because
Yeah.
all season long, we talked about it. I remember at the trade deadline. Let's go back, way in the Wayback Machine. Remember, people were saying, well, Duran's likely the guy to get traded. The Red Sox didn't do it, and at the time, I defended the Sox because they're telling you, this guy is a spark plug for us. He's a leader in this clubhouse.
Right.
We need Jarren Duran. And I agreed. I defended it. But right now is a moment where you make the organization look smart for that. Does that make sense? This is an opportunity for him to really have the front offices back and say, watch this. Big game, all the chips on the table in the Bronx, do or die. Boom, you deliver. Whether it's in the field or at the plate, my wish, both.
Yeah.
That's tonight. He's the X factor, I think, from a lineup standpoint.
Okay, so is it too much to ask, because you mentioned Massa at DH, is there anyone else that you would want to see kind of coming in a different spot? Because even though you're talking about one moment, those moments were happening. It was just the timeliness of the moment where they couldn't capitalize. Like, how bad do you wish that there was somebody, two people on base when Trevor Story gets his home run?
All right, you got me.
It's a game of moments, because we can't say it was a very winnable game and then be like, we just need this one little thing. Like, that positioning, that structure in the batting lineup, that's kind of like right there, right freaking there.
I tell you what, you got me. She got me working this morning. Now, hey, Toby, give me some sunflower seeds. I'm getting my skipper on.
I told you
Here's my
I was
lineup.
triggered. I cannot hear Jazz on the giddy up. I don't
Here's-
want to hear one Yankee on the giddy up.
Here's my lineup then, if we're going to do this. Y'all got to work with me. I'm doing this on the fly.
Yeah.
DH, I already told you Yoshida. I said that, right?
Yep.
Shortstop, we know we're going Trev. Third base, Breggy. First base, Lowe. In my outfield, Abreu, Duran, Rafaela. Sogard, second. Cap at catcher. That's my lineup.
All right.
So Yoshida's really the only one, I guess, that maybe you could be like, well, that's my lineup, and I think they get it done. Again, Yoshida, Story, and Bregman have already given me what I need. I'm anticipating I'm getting that in Game 3. It's Duran.
Okay.
He's the X factor. Now, can Lowe have a big game? Can Sogard? To your point, can Sadon? Sure, but I think with how the regular season has played out and how this team plays, and an emotional leader that he is, it's Duran.
All right. I'm not going to argue against you on that one.
That's a run
I know
support.
Cap wants to see his MVP in Sadon go all the way off this evening. What do you need to see out of the base running? Because you mentioned that earlier.
Good base running.
Okay.
Just fun. Just again, like it's maddening because it's not just now. It's not like we
Are you
got
seeing a
here.
lack of decisiveness in some moments?
No,
Okay.
it is fundamentals.
Okay.
Like we've seen it all year. I think the frustrating part for me, it would be different if this team was fundamentally sound all year, and then we got here, and it's the Space Jam thing where like the Monstars lose their powers,
Right.
and you're like, what's going on? This team has struggled with this, Kasey, all year. Fundamentals, base running, brain lapses, and it's just like the first half of the season, that's why this team was losing. That's why. Remember all the one-run lost games? That's why.
I remember you being on this show asking for small ball.
So, but you can't play small ball if you can't get the fundamentals right. That's what small ball is. You with me?
Yes.
So this team, I don't think there's anything they can there's not like a magic pill they can take and all of a sudden, fundamentally, they're good. We all have to just, this is what this team is. But I think in this moment, you can say, hey guys, make sure you remember the basics here before we go out here tonight, and then you go play the game. I think you have to keep it top of mind of these guys because it's not a strong suit. Does that make sense?
It does. You know what I think? I think you should have been in the Bronx tonight.
I'm telling you. Where are my sunflower seeds?
But we do want to hear from you guys. How many innings do we need out of the 24-year-old Connelly Early? I have a lot of hope. But you know what? It's the only thing keeping me sane tonight, and it's what's going to keep me up. Up to 8 p.m. and beyond. So,
listen,
yeah.
This team will make you sweat, won't they? This team will drive you to drinking, won't they? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because here we go again. Game 3 in the Bronx tonight. I'll give you a score, 5-4. Sox, kid. We get some offense tonight. Prediction?
4-2.
Oh! Sox?
Sox.
Hey! Yes!
I'm not giving up.
Yes, when we come back here on Boston Has Entered the Chat, we'll preview Bills, Patriots. Right here. Roll with us. Boston Has Entered the Chat. We're just getting started, baby. Good morning.
Well, I think if you want to get to where you want to get to, I think you certainly better enjoy it. Better enjoy playing in primetime games, and that's something that we're trying to prepare for right now. And so I think that certainly it'll be a huge challenge. The last time they lost at home was 14 games ago. We're well aware of that and have to do a lot of really good things to give ourselves a chance. And they playing good football, they're playing clean football, they're not beating themselves, and they're doing a nice job in all phases.
There he is, Mike Vrabel, talking about the matchup against the Bills in Buffalo Sunday night. Another late night for us, my friend. Prime time. By the way, I was a producer for the first decade of my career before you got this beautiful face on TV every day. My producer brain never turns off. Can we get a call to someone with the Patriots? Can we get a little light on coach for these pressers?
Let's just show all the features.
What's going on every time?
And he already likes to tuck his upper body in and stuff.
He's
so,
already
there's so shadowy on him.
We need some light on coach. Someone down there, for the love of God, just
put
in a spotlight.
When he talks, yeah.
What are we doing? He looks like a locked character every time, every press conference.
Locked or Loch Ness Monster?
It's just unbelievable. All right, as for the game, Vegas is being very disrespectful to the Patriots case. 7.5-point underdogs here. So Vegas is telling you you're going to lose by 2 scores to the Bills on Sunday night in Buffalo. There's no shame to losing to the Bills.
Right.
But I will say this. This Patriots team has been trash for the past few years, okay? They're in these games against the Bills. They're competitive games. They lose them, but they're in them.
Right.
This team, we don't know if they're good yet. We don't know. We know they're not trash. We know this is not a scrub bad Patriots team.
Right.
This looks like you're headed in the right direction in the rebuild. The past few years, you are smack dab in the middle of, we need to rebuild. This is terrible, right?
No hope.
So I mean, look, if you were competitive because it's divisional, because it's a rivalry, because maybe they are sleeping on you to a certain extent in some of those matchups, if you're competitive in that, how can I take a team that's decent with this current iteration with Mike Vrabel and Drake May and the gang and think they're not going to be competitive? Not only do I think they cover this spread case,
right?
Look, this team, they may pull this off. I don't know yet.
I was like, are you picking a side here?
Look,
because I've been put on the spot all week.
I know. It's Friday Eve.
Right.
I ain't there yet.
No, Friday Eve is when you get crazy.
No.
Yep.
Friday Eve.
Pick a side.
I'm always crazy. Friday Eve is when I'm correlating. I'm putting everything together. Tomorrow, I'll give you the prediction. But I'll say this. I've made worse bets if I take this team to upset the Bills.
I just want to take this moment for everyone to realize what a good teammate I am, because I would have continued to hit that pressure point because I have been pressured into making
of what,
predictions.
a score?
Not a score. Well, yeah, actually.
I don't want to do. I mean, what about tomorrow? We have a whole show tomorrow to preview this.
All right, we'll leave that for tomorrow. Something that stuck out to me when Braves was talking there, though, is not beat yourself. And when you're talking about this team being competitive, when you're talking about some of the muck that we've seen through 4 weeks, where did they really kind of lose focus of the game when they started to beat themselves with certain things? I mean, some of the sloppiness in the second half versus the Dolphins almost allowed the Dolphins to come back in and take a game from you. Week 1, we're going to let that be what it was because I said from day one, Raiders are not to be underestimated. And then a winnable game versus a Steelers team that we were over here holding kind of on this kind of pedestal. So
you beat yourself in that game.
In a number of ways. We've seen the beat yourself take this game out of a competitive opportunity, whereas like now you're going – AFC is always competitive. Rivalries are always competitive. And just to be able to come in here and keep it close, I feel like Drake May has done enough in terms of cleaning things up. This is going to come down to strategy. And one of the points being something that we talked about yesterday briefly. We won't get into it today, but it's just one of your strategies has to be how you're going to run the ball versus this team.
Well, you better figure that out. Look, what you're saying makes sense. It's like a litmus test for this team. Because if you do get smoked Sunday night, well, then I think all of us, again, no shame to losing to the Bills, but it depends how you lose. If you get blown out 2 touchdowns or whatever.
What's the measure here? Like, what do we need to see out of this team to be like what you said earlier?
Well,
the trajectory looks good.
I think you need, well, again, you were bad teams and competitive against the Bills. So I don't think necessarily if the Patriots lose by 6, there's anything to take away other than they're close, they're not there. I think what'll move the needle, which is what you're asking me, is if they win the game or it comes down nail-biter style and they lose it.
Yeah.
You lose by last-second field goal because Josh Allen goes down and he's Josh Allen and he sets you up for a game-winning field goal. Okay, you are closer than maybe some of us think like me. Again, I want to be clear here. I'm in the camp that I was in before the season started. This is a 7-win team. I don't believe this is a playoff team. Now, what has changed a bit since I made that original prediction, the AFC's wide open. I didn't see all that. I didn't think the Texans would be bad. I didn't think Lamar would get hurt and the Ravens look bad. I didn't think there's a lot of things going on here.
Blow up is a big
so the AFC's a little different than I thought. Burrow, I should have predicted that. He's hurt again. So because of that, sure. For those of you who are in the camp of this is a 9, 10 win, 11 win team, you're feeling good right now.
And this is a must-win game?
Well, you can't go must-win because the Bills are the Bills. It's prime time. Most of us, I think, when the schedule came out, had this as a loss, right? So it's not a must-win. I'll say this, though. If you want to be taken seriously in the AFC, if you want to be a bona fide, oh, no, this Patriots team and Vrabel and Drake and all them can make the playoffs, then it's must-win. Then you need to win this game because that sends a message. And, again, I know you want to put me on the spot. I may go there tomorrow. I haven't really flushed this out, but I think the formula to pull the upset is running the ball and keeping 17 on the G-damn sidelines. If you could keep that man on the sidelines, sustain drives, not field goals, touchdown drives, you can keep it low scoring. Your defense is good enough. You can win this game.
So you want to play possession as well?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm here for it because we said that was the formula a couple of weeks ago, and that's not particularly what we got. Now,
true.
Something else that I want to add into the mix, but we're not going to get into the full deep dive of it. I just want to see another big game for Stephon Diggs, and more so because of the poetry, as we always ask for here on Boston is Under the Chat, of going back to Buffalo where you didn't want to leave. There was all this conundrum going on, and then you also have Mac Hollins, who was also one of those pieces that helped out when the roster was going down, injury after injury after injury. So these two guys getting involved, I feel like.
Yeah, look, you're right. I mean, Stephon Diggs, too, we had to remember, he's not that far removed from ACL.
Right.
So,
and you got 100-plus yards out of him.
Yeah,
week,
so
right?
in theory, he should be getting better every week because he's getting healthier, right? And this would be a big spot for him. I wouldn't hate, I don't know the number on it, but I wouldn't hate taking a bet on him to score a touchdown. Okay. I could really see that. And Josh McDaniels is that type of petty, too. To be like, we're in the red zone, take a shot at Diggs, let him get a touchdown.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to fuel a little extra narrative fire in this one.
And remember, things were weird with him and Josh Allen, too.
Yeah.
They, publicly, everything's great.
Right.
But there was a lot of weird stuff between them with Diggs, how he exited. The Buffalo people didn't love how he was crying for the ball all the time and all that. So, and by the way, Josh Allen did get better without him.
Well,
he did get better without him.
There was very much like a removal off of the MySpace top 5. It was as simple as
You're not on the buddy list anymore?
They were removed.
617-790-0928. Call us. The party continues on Nesson Nation. It does not stop here. Monday through Friday on Nesson, 8 a.m., we're partying with you. 9 a.m., Monday through Friday on Nesson Nation, you guessed it. We're partying with you. Get in here, Game 3, all the chips on the table. We need to hear from you. Let's go Sox. Have a great day. Boston has entered the chat. We'll see you tomorrow morning.